A mãe tá Brasil.
O pai tá no Brazil.
And this is not the first time you guys are making music together, so the intimacy it makes easier to do the job, or when you didn't know each other was more challenging, kind of like a first date vibe, you know, when you're trying to impress the person for the first time.
Yeah, I think it definitely. We were both quite nervous before our first session because Sam had met my husband before he met me, and they got along really well. And so my husband told us both, like, you're gonna love each other. It's gonna be great. So then we had a lot of pressure to make sure that we made a good song. But then we wrote "Call on Me" in our first session. So. Right away, it was a very great, creative chemistry.
Yeah, I think, as we've gotten closer and closer friends, and we hang out all the time in LA, and I think that the thing that that we've acquired is that we now have the ability we're comfortable enough to try anything in the studio together, and to throw out ideas that are like more daring or stranger. And so I think that one of the differences between Paul and me and like our first like collaborations versus like some of this EP is like there's some really kind of more out there ideas lyrically and sonically. So it's I think it's really exciting.
And between this time, before the EP, both of you did a fit with Nelly Furtado, who's such a big star, and now she's being rediscovered by the Gen Z. And I want to know, how was this partnership? And more important, all of the internet is kind of wondering if we'll be a part of the EP.
It won't be a part of the EP because Nelly wanted it as her first single, and what Nelly wants, Nelly get.
No.
But no, I mean, it was such an amazing, like, she's so incredible. She's such a just like badass, cool, lovely icon.
Yes.
But it was thanks to Sam that I got involved. So you can tell the story.
It was crazy. Like I got put on a text with Nelly, which was already very surreal and crazy. And so we were working on some music, and I was reworking one of the things we worked on. There was no chorus, and so I was going to ask Nelly if I could send it to Tove to write something. And before I had a chance to, Nelly had the same idea and was like, hey, why don't you send it to Tove Lo? I love the music you guys do together. And so I sent it to Tove, and then she just absolutely knocked it out the park with the chorus and the writing. So it was, but having like both of them on a track together, two iconic pop voices is just really, really special.
And I know it's kind of unfair to ask you guys to elect a favorite one, but I heard the EP, and Desire was my favorite so far.
I love that.
And I was wondering if there is any other music that connect more with each of you.
I honestly really varies day to day. I think mostly Heat really sits near there to my heart because it just makes me feel all the feelings. But I think it honestly varies from day to day. Like, it really depends on my mood.
Yeah, I'm the same. It changes all the time. I really have a soft spot for Let Me Go OO, just because I really enjoyed the process. It was Tove is a expert at kind of pop songcraft, and so I learned a lot from her about really fine-tuning a song until it can be the best version of itself. So I really enjoyed that process, and as a result, I'm really proud of the end product of that song.
And both of you are considering the queer community like icons. And I was wondering how you see this title, and do you think more artists could use their influence like you guys to show support for the community?
Yeah, I absolutely think so. But I also think that I guess for me, it's like, it's I'm queer too, so I'm part of the community, so it feels very natural for me to stand behind it, and I think you can speak for yourself, Sam, but I think for you, it's like you just made music that you love, and then it's really resonated with the queer audience.
Yeah.
So then you're kind of invited in.
Yeah. I really consider myself very lucky and privileged to have been invited into the space through the music I make, and in turn, I have learned so much from the community and being in that space, you know, and being able to see so much freedom of expression and love, and it's a really beautiful thing. And so I'm very honored to you know, to have music that soundtracks these moments and these spaces of liberation, and it's a really beautiful thing. And yeah, I'm just very grateful for the love and support.
And my next question is actually in two parts, but I will do the first part so far. And both of you had the opportunity to visit Brazil, and I was wondering if this travel made an impact in your lives. I mean, Tove, your fearless performance made all the magazines and journals from here call you like a hurricane.
Good. Oh, I love hearing that. I mean, Brazil is like, it's one of my absolute favorite places to go and perform. And I just, it's such a special energy, you know. Every trip I've gone, it's like it's honestly like a trip that I'll remember for the rest of my life. And I remember after that when I played Lollapalooza then, and it was like such a huge crowd that just was so energetic and showing me so much love. And so, you know, that's the other thing. Like, I want to give credit to the crowd. Like, I have a lot of energy and I give it my all. But if I don't get the response from the crowd, it's not. Then I'm not giving it my all. So you also get get from me what you're giving me. So it was thanks to the Brazilian crowd being so, like, you know, they started the hurricane basically. But I remember after we also went to this really cool kind of underground party in an abandoned building downtown, and it was like some of the coolest music I've ever heard DJ'd, and it was just like the most beautiful crowd. It was, yeah, I always have a very special time there.
Yeah.
And the second part of my question is, right now I really appreciating our conversation, but I was wondering if there a reason why we are talking. I mean, there are so many other countries. Can we expect you guys here? Is this a clue or something?
Well, we're hoping to make it, but we can't make any promises. It's a very spontaneous. The club heating is a very spontaneous pop-up thing.
Yes.
But obviously, since we both love going there,
Yeah.
definitely something we want to try and make happen.
It's honestly, when I went to Brazil to play Rock in Rio quite a few years ago, like the trip was one of the most memorable trips of my lifetime for me, and there's a really special energy there. So I think the right opportunity arises, we'd love to bring Club Heat down to Brazil and to get to, because I have no doubt that the energy would be really crazy.
And we are having here in Brazil a recently discussion with artists that's about the difficulty of the music market and how it's getting harder and harder to sell the tickets with so many things happening post-COVID, you know. And I was wondering, the EP is coming out tomorrow. Is there a pressure for numbers, for result? I mean, how this is impacting your job?
Honestly, not really. I think the reason we did this EP as well was to have this kind of breather between albums for both of us, but still kind of, you know, say thank you to our core fans with something that, so I don't think we've thought about that. So like, for example, like we haven't done the smart choices in terms of promoting this. Like our music video is going to be 18 plus because it's too sexual. So like that's, you know, a choice. That's a creative choice. We've been very focused on just the creative aspect of this and none of the sales aspect of it. So this is just like a celebration of our core fans. We're obviously very, very proud of the songs and think that they are really strong, but I haven't really thought about sales or any like music play. But it is, you're right though, it is like it is I think a tricky climate for everyone right now. But I just always feel so lucky that I get to do this, so I don't think about that too much.
Yeah. I think in a world where, you know, there's hundreds of thousands of songs, millions of songs uploaded every week, you know, I think that you know, we really haven't been focused on the like commercial ambition of the project. We've just been having fun, but I feel like that may be the thing that people are resonating with about you know, the build up to the release and stuff.
True.
So it wouldn't surprise me if, you know, what some of these songs did end up getting attention, but it's a really nice feeling to not feel any pressure on the release. Like, we've had so much fun in the process of making these, and we love playing these songs in our DJ sets so much that, like, even if no one was listening to them, I think we'd still feel really proud of them.
Yeah.
You say that, and you made me remind that sometimes I get sad to think that I will not know every music out there. Sometimes I get that, oh my God, could be the music of my life out there, and I don't know about it. It's kind of desperate. Yes, and it is very sexy. It's kind of like a party. How was the process of recording it? Because you can feel between the melodies, then the lyrics. It's so much passion.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel like there's what you hear is what it was. It's like, yeah, the energy is definitely in the room, and then you kind of just like harness it all, and like I, put it into my voice, put it into my output, into the recording, and then I feel like we're bringing that energy on stage too. It's like kind of, it transcends the recording out to into the world.
Yeah, like I say, I think we're having so much fun in the studio, and I think you can hear that. And our studio chemistry is a really special one. I'm not sure I've worked with anyone who I feel so in tune with creatively as Tove, and so as a result, once we find the idea, things happen very quickly, and as such, the decisions are very intuitive in the studio. And so I think you can feel that, and you can feel the kind of raw energy in those songs.
And I talked with some of our followers on Instagram, and I said that I was going to talk with you, and they make me ask you teach you some slang from here in Brazil. They want to kind of hear you say it. I'm gonna teach you guys in two parts, because there is just for SG and just some for Tove.
Okay.
It's kind of the same, but the pronouns change.
Okay.
So for you, Tove, is a mãe tá Brasil.
A mãe tá Brasil.
Yes, it's kind of like I'm on it. I'm seeing you.
Oh yeah. Okay. Nice. I see you, Brazil. I see you.
Yeah, but like in the cool way. And for you, SG, is like a pai tá Brasil.
O pai tá Brazil.
Yes, I mean, you nailed it. It's like mother and father, but it's like in a cool way, So yeah,
I love that.
mother, like in the houses of Vogue, and there's like
Sick.
three cast here.
Wow.